Picture this. Spring, 1638. A thick fog rolls off the Atlantic, blanketing a wild, forested riverbank. This lonely spot on the mid-Atlantic coast is about to become an unexpected stage for history. The Dutch want it, the English crave it, and the Lenape people have called it home for centuries. But it's the Swedes, stubborn and quiet, who plant their flag first, laying the foundation for what we now know as Delaware. Their ship, the Kalmar Nickel, glides up the river, anchoring near a place the Lenape call Minquas Cypus. There, fewer than 100 Swedish settlers, farmers, soldiers, and craftsmen build Fort Christina. It's not a grand fortress of stone, but a simple timber stronghold, surrounded by deep woods filled with the sounds of unfamiliar birds. For a brief moment, it seems like this tiny settlement could become a shining jewel of a new Swedish empire. They clear fields, build log cabins, and establish a peaceful trade with the Lenape. But the world was already closing in. By the 1650s, the Dutch, based in New Amsterdam to the north, had had enough of what they saw as trespassing. The fiery governor, Peter Stuyvesant, sails a fleet south and marches on Fort Christina. The Swedes are hopelessly outnumbered. With no help coming from Europe, they surrender. The blue and yellow Swedish flag is lowered quietly, and Delaware becomes a Dutch territory. The Swedish chapter, it seemed, was just a footnote. But that didn't last long either. Just 9 years later, in 1664, English warships appear on the horizon. The same fleet that captures New Amsterdam from the Dutch also seizes Delaware with barely a shot fired. The colony changes hands once more, folded into the vast lands granted to the Duke of York, a small prize tucked between the growing powers of New York, Pennsylvania, and Maryland. Despite being constantly overshadowed, Delaware began to forge its own unique identity. Its people, a mix of Swedes, Dutch, English, and the remaining Lenape, created a patchwork of languages, farms, and beliefs along the river. They endured epidemics, fought over borders, and navigated political chaos, all while their neighbors grew rich and powerful. Delaware remained small, quiet, and stubbornly distinct. It survived not through conquest, but through resilience. It was a colony that bent with every political wind, adapted to every new ruler, and endured wave after wave of change. It may have been the forgotten middle colony, but it never vanished, carving its own quiet path along the deep waters of the river that gave it its name.